Celaware. Today is the 14th of December 2021, and 2 days ago from today, Hawaii Part 2 was released in 2012. And to celebrate this momentous occasion, Yeah, that's right, the gimmick this year was that it was a medicinal device. Yeah, how crafty am I? How inventive. I'm using a gimmick meant for medicinal purposes, but look at this, I'm twisting it to pour water in my face. How inventive. Oh my god. Look at this. Look what I'm doing here. This is a yearly tradition. I like to develop and improve it. And this is how you do it. How charming. How quaint. Okay. Enough of that. Okay, the last 2 years, I was basically a character. The last few years of doing this. But this year I'm gonna be a bit real here. So, okay. Since 2017, I've done this thing where, on the 14th of December, I filmed this, celebrating the birthday of Hawaii Part 2, which was in the 12th of December. It's not even the actual date. And I've been doing that since 2017. And here we are in 2012. I mean, 2021, still doing it. Did you hear that? That was like an actual bat. Yeah, I'm doing this outside again during the night because I was lazy and didn't do it earlier. It doesn't matter though. I mean, you know, this year I actually have this light not being sensory related, so I can just stand here and not have to walk back. Remember that? Remember in 2018 when I couldn't like properly grasp what the word unethical meant and I just randomly said it? Remember that? Remember 2019 where I was just like really sort of like just brooding. This year it's gonna be different from that though. It's gonna be a character. It's not gonna be a character this year. I just want to say, the amount of people who watch this, it's weird to me because it's just a random conglomerate of people who have no idea what this channel even is, why it exists. I'll explain that. My main channel used to be called The Unfunny Gamer, and TUG, you know, it's kind of like that. So this channel, Tug2, was my old second channel. It turned into like a random post whatever I want kind of thing. And then I changed my name to Voidion. I made Voidion 2, and so this channel is now desolate of proper meaning, you could say. Except for when I do this, I guess. This is the only thing I do now on this channel. This year is definitely boring, you could say, this year's video. The other years were just, you know, 2 to 4 minutes. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's just quick, snappy, right at your face. This year, how boring am I just to stand around and talk? Wow. But, I want to say, since I've amassed some kind of congregation here, because I have comments that just say, oh wow, I can't wait for this tradition. This is very, like, intriguing. Wow, I can't wait for next year. And I just want to say, if there's just people watching this, we should do something, you know, with the people watching. How about this? In the comments, write down how your 2021 experience was. Now there's some interactivity. Whoa, how great. How great. Wow. You can clearly see I am a master when it comes to social media. Yeah, I know how the kids work, the Zoomers, you know. Now we really know it's a 2021 video when I use the word Zoomer. You know, maybe I should talk about my 2021 experience. I think it's funny because 2020 had some really bad parts in it for me. But it was an important year. You know, the thing is though, I think this year, 2021, is better than 2020. I thought it was overall better, overall more enjoyable for me. But with that being said, the parts that were hard for me were sort of like worse than the bad parts in 2020, which is weird to think about. Um, you know, like kind of drastically worse than 2020. I mean, it's a weird way, you know, to think about that. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just saying it's it's been weird this year, I reckon, but you know, I'm still moving forward. This is the first Hawaii Part 2 birthday celebration I've done, where I've actually graduated from high school. Isn't that interesting? Um, and so next year, it's gonna be, hopefully, me studying filmmaking at a university. Whoa, look at that. Yeah, I guess this is just a a documentation of my life at this point, you know. I guess that's what the series is. I mean, if it's surreal to me to watch all these like videos one by one after each other, because it's just me morphing into like a new person, you know, each year. It's quite surreal to see, I reckon. Should I stand close? Yeah, probably. Um, and something else I want to say about that is that I kind of feel like right now I'm the best version of myself right now. And I probably thought that each time I filmed one of these videos. But now I think I can really like feel that development in a way. You know, maybe in the future I want to be better than now as well. I want to learn more things and develop more and move past you know, everything. And I want to like find the metaphorical light, you could you could say. That's, I sound really cultish right now. No, you know, the tunnel metaphor. Oh wow, look at the light at the end of the tunnel. Wow, you know that? Yeah, that's what I mean. Because I'm currently in the tunnel in a sense. Okay, this is taking a turn. This is taking a turn right now. This is this is this is the most different one of these videos I've filmed compared to the other ones. This is taking a turn. But yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, those drastically bad parts of the year happen that I detailed earlier. Well, not really detailed, but just randomly told you about. But like, sometimes those drastically bad parts happen. But really, I choose to live though. I'm still moving, and eventually it'll be better. That's what I'm sort of like keeping my mind on right now. That things will get like better and stuff. And I have a hope for that. It's kind of like that one Cardiac's line to to bring them up again in this series. Am I really gonna do this? My hope day is forever coming closer. Okay. I'm just, I'm I'm spouting out like an absurdist, like surrealist line from a Cardiac song. To look poetic. I'm not trying to look poetic. I'm just speaking. This is what my mind sounds like, I guess. I'm just talking unfiltered right now. And this is what it sounds like. So you're welcome. This is what you get. It's forever coming closer, I reckon. I'm gonna get that though, eventually. Another thing I want to bring up is the fact that this year, in March, my camera stopped working that I used to film these. I've had it for around March 2016, actually. So like around the 5-year mark of having it, it stopped working really, completely. My phone is currently on the camera, on the corpse of it, situated on the tripod. It's like by the hand strapping. It's like on top of that, and the camera is facing this way. So look at that. How crafty of me. But of course, filming with my phone has its detriments because pop-ups appear where it's like low battery. You have to continuously do that. I'm not editing any of this, by the way. You get all of it. You get to sit through all of this because that's just what you're gonna have to do. I mean, I stood here and spoke doing all of this, and I guess you're gonna I'm basically taunting you. You're gonna have to sit here and you have to experience everything I experience. Wow. Forced importance applied to things that don't matter. That's my whole life. That's my whole life. But whatever. Another thing that I want to mention is that I lied to you directly, because it isn't the 14th of December, it's actually the 15th. Wow. It's the 15th of December, 1 a.m. at some time, I don't know. But when I upload this, your time zone, depending on where you live, will display the date of this video being uploaded on the 14th of December, because time zones, you know, I'm in AEST. Yeah, AEST, that's my one. So that's something. Another thing to mention, this is the first video in this series where I've uploaded it, where YouTube disabled dislikes, the dislike function. And I disagree with that. I'm pretty sure 99% of people who use YouTube disagree with that notion, because dislikes can be a way, you know, for people to just like speak as people, you know, as viewers. Viewers are important, the audience. And maybe it can lead to people just looking at dislikes and automatically not watching the video. Maybe that's bad in those instances, but overall, like, they're good to keep around. Actually, you know what? Looking at the dislikes and not watching the video based off of that alone isn't enough. I feel like you should also read the comments, because you can kind of know completely, you know, what the video is about, what the deal is. The dislikes can be like a good sign towards if you'd want to watch it at all, I guess. It isn't the complete picture though. You should read the comments and kind of figure out the whole vibe. Okay, I feel like the word vibe gets overused. You know, nowadays, I feel like words should be used a bit more sparingly, maybe? No, that's dumb. You can use as many words as you want, whenever you want, it doesn't matter. I think vibe's a bit overused, that word, but you can use it all you want. You can use it 50 times a day, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with that, you know. So, that point has been derailed, I guess. I don't know, I just think it's kind of overused, just a bit, you know? I mean, that's just what I think about it. Really. I guess this is a video about Hawaii Part 2. I guess the reason why people watch these videos is because, like, oh wow, Hawaii Part 2. That's an album that I enjoy. I'm gonna watch this video because it's about Hawaii Part 2. But then they click on the video and it's actually me just talking for like 20 minutes, standing in front of a hedge. Yeah, I'm sorry, I apologize if you wanted some Hawaii Part 2 discourse, but instead you get me talking about the word vibe and the fact that YouTube disabled dislikes. I apologize about that. Yeah, but this is, you know, let's talk about Hawaii Part 2. I love that album. Listen to this, wait. Turn your volume up, did you hear that? It's 1 a.m. Alright, I think this... I guess this is just a thing that happens around where I live. People just drag race at the AMs. Like the early AMs. Why? Why'd you do that? Okay, whatever you want. I guess there's a reason why you want to get away from the officials You know, they're sleeping. Oh, they can't get you then. Wow. It's not as if the police services aren't like a 24/7 deal. But anyways, Hawaii Part 2, I love the album. It's definitely my top 100. Top 50. It can be my top 50, I reckon. Top 50 albums. Um my favorite track is probably, I apologize because this is such a normie take, but it's probably gonna be The Mind Electric, man. I mean, that song is great, you know. It's just great. I'm just thinking about it now. I I love the sound design, like during the backwards part, how it all kind of meshes together and blends together. I remember reading on the AMA for Joe Hawley, and I think Bora was there as well doing that on Reddit. I don't remember everything I read, but I remember reading like Joe Hawley saying that every single sound in Hawaii Part 2 was like specifically produced to be audible in some way, you know, like you can hear everything. And that's something like just pop out, I think. And I think that's interesting because, I mean, I feel like there are instances in music where you don't outwardly hear everything, like there's subtleties and stuff, you know. But Hawaii Part 2 just holds everything at the centerfold, and you can just hear every single detail. Like all the subtleties as well, that would be kind of like quieter, I guess, are also brought forth. Sorry, let me just get rid of that pop up there. They're all just like brought forth to the front lines, you could say. It's just great. It's interesting. It's great. I love Hawaii Part 2. You know, it's just great. I don't know what else to say. I'm celebrating it by talking about it in this detail. Since this is a 2021 video, and since I'm kind of like explicitly mentioning multiple times that this is a video filmed in 2021, I might as well mention the coronavirus is kind of like still a thing, you know. You probably would have read about it in your history books and whatnot. But it's like, it's still a thing right now as of filming this. And it's scary. I mean, I hold the sentiments that should be held. What an obnoxious statement. No, what I mean is, I want it to go away, and I think you should take the vaccines for it, which is the sentiment I believe should be held, really, because, I mean, why would you want to, like, keep it? Take the vaccines, people. You should do it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. The album is great. The coronavirus is still a thing right now. People are taking vaccines, which is good. Here's another thing I'll mention. When you watch this video, you're basically like watching like me being alive. So if you're watching this 100 years from now, I'm dead, but I'm alive right now. You know? Isn't that weird? Like, this is happening. And it's like a one-sided conversation in a way, because I can't hear your response. You can hear what I'm saying, though. It's a one-sided conversation through time. And yeah, what do you even do? Like, when it what do you do with that? I can say hi, hello, how's it going? How is it going? Yeah, how's it going? Do Do you like music? How do you listen to music? How do you do it? Is global warming a thing that you guys talk about a lot? You probably should figure that out, because the Earth is kind of screwed. Yeah, future people, you figure that out. I'll be dead. It doesn't matter. It's fine. You just figure it out. Don't worry about it. No, they can do it. I can just sit here and let the future people do it. I don't have to do anything. I can just sit back and wait to die, and then they can do it. I'm kind of trapped, actually. You know, like, I can only exist in this video. I can't get out of here. Yeah, I can't. Oh no, I can't escape. I'm perpetually and eternally trapped in this frame here. Oh no, somebody help me. I'm basically a mime right now. According to TMBG, mimes are the hybrid offspring of a human and a clown. So, I mean, that's just something that you should know, really. Do you have mimes in the future? Like clowns as well? Humans as well? Any of that? How many trees you got? Do you have a counter of how many trees you have? And whenever one burns, it goes down by one? Because it's just so little trees, you have the ability to just count how many there are. That's a sad dystopian scenario. I should write that. You can steal that idea. You can, when you make your teenage dystopian novels, you can steal that concept, but just like make me a character to make up for it. I came up with the idea. You have to make me a character when you use that idea. That's the deal here. All right. I want my name to be yeah, you have to make it my name, John Stav. Although Stav isn't my full last name. Let me just clarify for you there. But that's the name I want to use, because I mean, like, it's kind of like it seems like it's fictional, you know, Stav, S-T-A-V, because like what even is that? What background is that? Stav. Some people have said stave. Some people have said starve. Like, what even is it, you know? I'll tell you what it is. It's a shortened version of my last name. That's what it is. And now it's gonna be front and center as the main character's name in some random person's dystopian novel. It's gonna be amazing. Wow. Just make sure you do that, please. You know, I just want to mention as well, what genre is Hawaii Part 2? That's an interesting question. I believe Hawaii Part 2 is, well, for Blue, obviously. For Blue. You know what? It's probably Avant Pop? Avant Pop. No, Avant Rock. No. No, it's not Avant Pop. Alright, look. What is Avant Pop? Avant Pop is Bjork. It's Kate Bush. It's Sophie. Avant Rock is like Universe 0, 5 UUs. I mean, well, no, they're Avant Prog, my favorite genre. What is Avant Rock? Avant Rock is just a fancier way of saying rock in opposition, when you really think about it. What is Avant? I can't think of anyone. Okay, let me just... Let's think real hard. With our combined intelligence, we can figure out what genre Hawaii Part 2 is. We can do it. It's just, how about this? It's just Avant music. How about that? Am I saying Avant correctly? Lately I've been thinking about that. I think I overpronounce it. I think it's Avant. 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 I've been really sort of, you know, thoughtful about how I pronounce words, so yeah, that's another thing. I think a part of why I'm kind of like improving as a person is because I've kind of taken into account things I should have way previously, like the concept of critical thinking and just thinking about like things with your own opinions in terms of like actual real world issues and history. Learning about history is important as well, I believe, because it's just important to know and to learn from history, especially. And I've taken that into account, like just right after, basically just right after I graduated from high school. So it's like, I feel like I've already changed as a person coming out of high school. So I mean, and I'm pretty sure it's probably interesting as well because I'm pretty sure almost every family has somehow been affected by the world wars. So hey, why don't you ask your relatives about that, you know? My family has been affected by it. I don't know all the details though, but yeah. Basically, like, for all I know, I could have Turkish cousins, Turkish like second cousins, because of a convoluted story. Like, this video is already long enough. I don't need to get into stuff, alright? I don't need to get into stuff because this video has just been a waste of time, really. Why would you watch this video? Why would you do it? Why would you watch all of this? Because it's just me talking, and like, you want something action-packed. You want a 50-second video about like the concept of geomagnetism portrayed by porcelain anime characters prancing around. That's what you want. You don't want to hear me just standing in front of a hedge at 1 a.m. on the 15th of December 2021 talking about myself and my family and history. You don't want to hear that. That's just dumb. But you are hearing that because you're choosing to stay here. You're choosing to be here still after all of this time. And I can't tell you why because I don't know why, but you've chosen to be here. So I guess you want a reward? Do you want to see me do this? Look at this. I've not done this in this series. Look at this. I'm actually touching the hedge. I'm actually touching the hedge right now. Is that what you wanted? Well, I guess that does bring some variety into this series. This series should get rebooted, you know? Should get rebooted every year. It should just be Duke Nukem. Just buff and all. Sunglasses and all. Standing here. Talking in that like, voice that he has. That voice, yes. Yeah. I'm still waiting for things to happen in my life. Wait, no, I think that's a dumb sentence. That's a dumb sentence. I can't just stand around and wait for stuff to happen. I have to do things. I mean, well, I guess technically right now I'm literally just waiting because I have to wait until I get like offers from universities. So I guess I'm technically waiting for things to improve my life. But yeah, in general, I feel like you shouldn't stand around and just wait for things to get better. I've been thinking I should get like an actual physical calendar in my room. There's one in the kitchen in my household, but there should be one in my room. I should cross the days one by one as I pass through them, and I should just write down the specific things that need to happen, that I need to do, like the projects, like finish editing this video by this day and whatnot. I've been thinking of doing that because I believe that being idle can only go so far. I've learned that numerous times actually throughout this year and last year throughout the lockdowns. That's something I want to mention, by the way. The lockdowns, due to the coronavirus over the course of the last 2 years, they have really drastically hurt me. But I enjoy them as well, some bits, you know. It's like, it's cool to not have to do work that much at school. I didn't even do work that much anyway, but now it's even easier to get away with not doing work during the lockdowns. But if you go back 5 seconds and increase the volume, you can hear a bat flying. I think that's pretty cool. Things like fruit bats. But the problem is that they drastically hurt me, because I've realized that school was basically the extent of my social life, the apogee and zenith of my general physical interactions in the real world, external from the internet and various social medias. So with that having been detached from me due to the lockdowns, that really messed with me. That really kind of, yeah. I mean, it's not like I do other things. No, I go to school and do whatever. I gotta do more things. Okay, look, this is getting too personal. I've crossed a line at some point in this video. I've crossed a line. But I'm gonna keep on going because I don't care anymore. You know, is it weird that, like, no one asks you to visit them? I think that's weird because on social media, I see people doing story posts on Instagram and Snapchat and whatnot of, like, someone with them doing things. And, like, I've been thinking, for that to happen, someone has to initiate, like, that, for the gathering to happen. And no one initiates that with me. I guess it's my responsibility to do that, to put the effort in, to say stuff like that, to correspond, and eventually do stuff where it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna meet up at this place and just whatever. I don't do that though, because I don't know why. I don't even know why. I just don't do it. Probably because I'm too relaxed already. I'm too lax living in my cube, my room. It just got so quiet, like the ambience, like, dimmed. It went from a shrill noise, and now it's like, yeah, I don't know. Do you ever do that? Do you ever go in your backyard and just listen at night? You can just hear the sounds of ever-present, like, audio in the back. It's like, is it the sound of, like, cars in a highway somewhere just moving? Maybe it's the wind. I don't know. I love listening to that though. But anyways, as I was saying, so I mean, it's definitely interesting. That's the thing. It's interesting because, like, someone has to do the initiation for that to happen, and I guess I should be the one to do it because no one does that to me. But why does no one do that to me? That's weird. I mean, is it weird though? Maybe they have a reason to. I don't have any enemies. Well, you don't know that for sure because you don't know anything about anyone that I know. But, like, I just flow, like, through life, I guess, and I try to be friendly to everyone. But maybe that's also to my detriment because just flowing through life can only go so far when it comes to legitimate interactions, legitimate, meaningful gatherings in real life or something. Can only go so far when you just flow through life. But I mean, flowing through life in the sense of having a nonchalant, relaxed, down-to-earth mentality is good. That's good in that sense. But I guess in my situation here, when I say flowing through life, I mean it in a more sort of, like, docile way. Like, I don't do anything to, yeah, whatever. And I just want to say, that's why I need to go to university next year. No, I'm not going to university just for the social aspect. Let me just make that clear. It's going to be great to learn about stuff that I haven't, like, learned before. It's going to be great to actually be in a setting where it's like a bit more professional, and I'm directing people, and then doing my things, you know. It's going to be great to do that. But at the same time, the social aspect is going to be amazing as well, because as I've already told you, the extent of my social life was high school, and now that's over, so university's next. And I want to explain why that's the case. I feel like people have usually said they have no friends, basically, when they graduate from school. They have no friends. I just want to say, I think the setting of school and having to be around people perpetuates the necessity of friendship, I reckon, because you're around each other all the time. And so it's like, hey, I guess we have to be friends. We have to talk all the time. We have to discuss things, you know? And I think that's a very important thing about school. You know, school is good for life, I reckon. I have drastically criticized high school because it's like, just school in general, the system, because it's like, oh wow, I have to sit in a class and learn about stuff I don't care about, like geometry or the Pythagorean theorem or whatnot. Oh, I can't believe this. But you know what? When I said those things in the past, when I said all those things, I didn't realize that school is also good for life experience in general, to be around people, to do things, to go through perils of interaction, like when someone isn't very fond of you and does something to you, to adapt to people, to learn, to develop. I think that's very important. And also, I like learning now. I like learning now more than ever, really. So, you know what? If I relived the last 5 years of my life, like with all of the memories that I've gone through now, like I retained all of them when I went back, I'd actually pay attention a bit more. I mean, no, actually, you know, I'd already know about them though. Oh, none of this makes any sense. I can't make hypothetical situations, apparently. Hey, how about this for a hypothetical situation? What if I'm like upside down, hanging to the branches of a tree by my thighs? So it's like I'm upside down, and then like a tiger is underneath me. But you don't know if the tiger is good or bad. You can only know if it's either black or white because of the yin and yang symbol, okay? Because of the yin. I should have thought about my wording more. Holy crap. The yin and yang symbols. The yin. Alright, just you know, I'm gonna stop this. I was gonna say the only way you can know is if you memorize which one's which. I actually don't remember. I don't remember which one's like the bad one, which one's good. So I would be screwed. Like, if you had to choose to get up, if it's good, you get to stay like this and it doesn't hurt you. But if it's bad, you have to move up. And if you move up when it's actually good and you get it wrong, you get decapitated by a flying lavrock yielding miniature swords in each of its fingers. Just like swooping down right off. Flying lavrocks with miniature swords in each of its fingers, swooping around. That's quite the weapon. That is quite the... Okay, my phone ran out of battery, so I guess that's a good sign to end this. That's why there was that cut there, by the way. This video, I guess it wasn't bad. There was some wince-worthy parts, some parts that were kind of awkward. I mean, but hey, that's just how I act, I guess. That's just, you know, it's whatever, just whatever. Yeah. So, I guess all I have left to say is listen to the album. It's pretty good.